You work there, eh?
Where's that?
You work at that site place?
I work for City of Surrey and I work for Lookout.
Why are there drug dealers at the front door?
That's the way we work it.
That's
So-
the way you guys work it.
So we don't have to, they don't have to go to a field and
So they don't have to go to the field to.
someone finds them dead in the middle of the field.
No, I was talking about the drug dealers. Like, why you let the drug dealers sit at the front door of that place?
That's what they do, man.
That's just what you guys allow to happen. Hey friends, Drew Coover here. I've been asked many times why I continue to do the work that I do. You know, I have a personal attachment to this. I've lost family members. I have lost friends. I'm sure anyone that you ask in the province of British Columbia knows someone that they have that's lost as a result of addiction. I do understand that, you know, our government has come up with this idea of safe supply. You know, I do know that they've created this narrative that drugs, there's a toxic, you know, there's toxic drugs out there. Drugs are toxic. Drugs in general, whether you're getting them, you know, when you go into the hospital and get surgery, doctors give you drugs to knock you out, you know, to sedate you. And then they bring you back to life because you were knocked out because they had to do open heart surgery. And they, you know, they keep saying it's, you know, they're going to safely supply drugs to people. It makes no sense. You know, I've got a one for you today, friends. I went out to Surrey. I don't go to Surrey. People know me. Slurry. I just, you know, I don't even want to go with the Surrey jokes, but I won't go there. We could go there, but I'm not going to. Anyways, this is the Vancouver Coastal Health. Supervised consumption and overdose prevention sites are safe spaces where teams of trained staff monitor people who use illicit drugs while they help prevent and recover from overdoses. Supervised consumption and overdose prevention sites. I today have video evidence of people that work in this place that are supporting the drug dealers to supply the drug addicts so that they can go into their closed, contained area away from the police and away from prying eyes of people like me and others, so that they can unsafely do street drugs. I walked around the corner in Surrey a couple days ago, and there's this Latino guy, big dude, tattoos, you know, not as big as me, but he's big. He's offering me fent, right? He's just like, yo, what's up? Want some? And I looked at him like, I'm a clean looking man. I don't have sores. I'm not addicted. And I didn't say that anyways. I just said, no, bro, I don't do that stuff. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, he's like, who the fuck am I? Because I don't look like a cop. Or I could have if I had shorter hair. So let's get into this. Again, this gentleman, I watched him keep six. They call it six. Like, you know, when you see a street guy on a corner, he's like 666. That means cops are coming down. Usually it's go boys or little dudes on the corner boys that tell the drug dealers that the cops are on their way. And there's a guy that works there. I walked up on him. He looked absolutely blitzed. I had to question whether or not he was sober. Anyways, you can see the conversation. Here we go. You work there, eh?
Where's that?
You work at that site place?
I work for City of Surrey and I work for Lookout.
Why are there drug dealers at the front door?
That's the way we work it.
That's the way you guys work it.
So we don't have to, they don't have to go to a field and
So they don't have to go to the field to.
someone finds them dead in the middle of the field.
No, I was talking about the drug dealers. Like, why you let the drug dealers sit at the front door of that place?
That's what they do, man.
That's just what you guys allow to happen.
It's all
right, friends. So this is the next guy. He's just sitting there minding his own business, and I just thought I'd come up and talk to him. Now, if you notice, there's a guy that's going to be walking around the corner. This is another one of the um, Outlook people, work for the city of Surrey. I actually watched him, and I never got on video, but I actually watched him walk across the street to another little market where you can buy stuff, and he bought some fanny and right in front of me. So they're all using, whether you're working there or not. Let's get into it. Let's see what this guy has to say about harm reduction.
It all falls under the harm reduction, right? If I was
What do you think of this name? Harm induction.
harm induction, well, it's
Opposed to harm reduction.
it's basically, yeah, because all of this here is being enabled. All of this is being enabled. There's no real help being provided, except it's just it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound. You're not actually, and you never cleaned it or nothing.
But don't you think like they shouldn't be allowed to sell dope like in these places?
Don't you think that they shouldn't have made all these things legal so that it became so accessible?
Yeah.
Right? Don't you think that there was a step backwards behind that one?
So you think that by like
This is all planned, basically make a pandemic of drugs and basically make the people weak and be without decision making, no critical thinking left in making race.
So this is really interesting. This guy is like really, really smart. I did find out later on he just smokes reefer. He actually works. He has a job. He's just chosen to clock out. Last year, 2 years ago, he was working in Calgary, making $2,000 a week, supposedly being head foreman of a demolition crew. He's, legit guy. Just decided he's just gonna tune out. Let's get back into it. So you wouldn't believe it if you seen it, because the fence over there is about 8 feet tall, and it's all blacked out. So they've got mesh. So all this mesh here, it's all black, so you can't see it. But behind there, there's these trailers, like steel containers with doors that slide up on either side, and inside there's little chairs you can just sit in there and reef away. But of course, nobody does, probably because it's sunny out. That's right, folks. It's sunny. So you can't see inside, but there's ATCO buildings in there that are cut in two, and you can go in there and you can smoke your stuff into the little tents if you want. They're ATCO buildings. They actually pay for people to put these ATCO buildings with slider doors and little chairs and little tables so that people can do their things. But the crazy thing about this is when I showed up at this place and I walked around the corner, there's two guys from a different country, and I could tell, I know kind of where they are, but they're dealing, and we've been here for about 45 minutes, an hour, and they're just sitting at the front door and they're dealing to these people, and they just go in and use. So the police aren't allowed in here unless someone, of course, is, what they said is police aren't allowed in here, but what they do, if someone does pass on and go to the next life, the police don't show up, only the ambulance and coroner, because police aren't allowed or welcome there, because it's what is it called? A safety building. Is it what it's called? Yeah. Safe building. This is crazy. This is, we came out here because we saw some stuff on social media saying there was a bunch of tents out there. They looked pretty normal. So it was obviously around COVID, but this is just a really, like, and then of course you see the other girl, she's hitting on me. I'm a working girl and I can get. So this girl came across the street. She was wondering what I was doing, and she was telling me she needed $35. She needed $35. She needed $35 for her prescription, And then she started telling me that I'm taking her time up so that I owe her this money now. And then I said, are you trying to watch this? It just keeps getting better. I'm like, what is going on? I'm a high value target in this neighborhood, I tell you. So what do you think of this place? It's called Site Place? Yeah, but they got dealers out there just selling it to them. Like there's dealers, I'm talking front door.
You can smoke your dope there, you can do whatever you want there.
Can you have sex there? In the back room? Will they say anything? I had to ask, 'cause it's just so out there. I don't know. She was definitely a working
Fucking
girl.
drives my kid. Not with me. You can't have sex with me.
I'll show you where you can get some good sex.
He's hitting on me right now. She's hitting on me. God bless her. So there she is. So she decided in her almighty spirit that she was going to go across the way and like find someone for me. I was there with my work with my kid, right? My kid's an adult, so we were there. It's just he's seen so much. And these cars, like they show up. It's like remember back in the day when you watched the global news, we knew that was a DRUG house because there was cars pulling up and leaving every 5 minutes. This place, there must have been 20 or 30 cars that showed up and left and showed up and left and showed up and left and showed up and left. Blew me away. This guy just came in like a couple minutes prior. He's leaving.
Wow.
Anyways, this is what they're doing in Surrey, my friends. They've paid for this massive compound. Actually, when we walked down the street, I actually thought it was like a vault building where they did armored truck. It's that secure, and there's only one door, and there's the guy there, and he kept checking me out. Local dealer, and you walk up to them, you get your stuff, you go in, and they've got staff basically watching it all and making sure that the people are safe. So here, check this out. You're dealing dope. You find a good spot like this where the government hires staff to take care of your clients, and you just keep feeding them. This is what Vancouver, this is David Eby. This is David Eby. This is harm induction, my friends. Harm induction. I just want to go over this video again because this guy, he was taping 6. He was yelling at the guys because there was cops coming, but there wasn't. So I figured I'm just going to roll up on him. They were rolling up on me, so I'm going to roll up on him. And this is when I got him to say all the things that he said. He works with, I didn't get, unfortunately, the camera turned off here, but he works for the guy. Like, he's getting something. He's getting, whether it's paper or it's something, he's getting something. And he clearly is not, he's clearly not sober. He's clearly high as a freak. It's sad. You work there, eh?
Where's that?
You work at that site place?
I work for City of Surrey.
He admits he works for the city. Like, he's actually proud of his job, which I'm sure there was. It's just my assumption. The poor guy, he probably was at one point on dope. It's my assumption that he probably went on harm reduction, like the Subox or the something, and then it stabilized him so that he can maintain in life, which is good. And then he's like, I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to work at these places. This is not good for people. Like, when you're a drug addict, you cannot hang out with drug dealers. When you're an alcoholic, you can't go to bars unless you're spiritually strong and you've had a lot of sobriety. Now, I was a couple of years sober and I went back and worked in the nightclubs. Mind you, it was only like 4 hours a night. Was it right? Probably not. Was I okay? Yes, because I had people around me supporting me. There's no one at these places supporting any of these people. And a lot of these people tell me that I've talked to, they're all ex-drug addicts. I'm just wondering, are they all on harm reduction medication? Someone tell me. He works for the city of Surrey.
I work for Lookout.
Oh, wow. Why were you telling them 6? Why were you giving up the message cops are in the area?
Because we do that so they don't come walking in to the gate.
Yeah? Why?
How long you been sober and clean, bro?
2 years.
You've been clean for 2 years.
Now, whether he was just high, like I said earlier in this video, whether he was high because he's just, you remember the days when it was the 90s. It was the mid to late 90s. I was working in nightclubs. I was running the Commodore Ballroom. I was running big clubs. I was doing my deal. I was having fun, but we weren't allowed to smoke. There was a point when you're allowed to smoke in the bars, and then there was, okay, we're going to make these smoking rooms in the bars, and then, nope, you just got to smoke outside the door. And now they're putting workers in these places, and I've never seen one of them with a gas mask on. Not one. What are they going to do with these people if they get died because they're just induced with this smoke at these harm induction spots?
No Suboxone or nothing?
I wasn't smoking.
Well, there needs
Yeah.
Suboxone, but I'm smoking, standing right beside
Why are there
buddy
drug dealers
smoking.
at the front door?
That's the way we work it.
That's the way we work it. That is the way we work it, my friends. Anyways, my name's Drew Coover, and why do I do this? People say, oh, they're not worth it. These people aren't worth it. Well, I went through it. I went through over a decade on prescription opiates, and I couldn't figure out how to get off of them, and it was a horrible mess. It was a horrible mess. But I'm through it, and I'm good. 100%. Take my hair follicle test if you want. Anyways, I'm going to end this video with two people, this guy named Guy and this lady named Eleanor. And this is back when they opened this harm reduction spot. Specifically, they opened it because people were dying from toxic drugs. Let's get into this last part.